His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Safriya Palace an Egyptian delegation comprising the Minister of Finance, Ahmed Kajouk, the Minister of Planning, Economic Development and International Cooperation, Dr. Rani Al Mashat, and the Minister of Investment and Foreign Trade, Hassan Al Khatib. The delegation visited Bahrain to take part in the second meeting of the Bahrain-Egypt Joint Governmental Committee on Trade, Economic, Scientific and Technological Cooperation, aimed at strengthening bilateral collaboration across key sectors. The delegation conveyed the greetings and best wishes of the President of Egypt, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, to His Majesty the King and the people of Bahrain, wishing the kingdom further progress and prosperity. His Majesty welcomed them and asked them to convey his greetings and best wishes to President al-Sisi and the Egyptian people, expressing hopes for their continued progress and prosperity. His Majesty affirmed the deep-rooted historical ties, strong fraternal bonds, and long-standing cooperation between Bahrain and Egypt, underscoring the shared commitment to enhancing bilateral relations in line with the aspirations of both countries. His Majesty also expressed appreciation for President al-Sisi's efforts in strengthening Bahrain-Egypt relations. He commended the positive and productive outcomes of the Bahrain-Egypt Joint Governmental Committee meeting, highlighting its role in enhancing strategic partnerships, expanding cooperation in trade, investment, economic and scientific fields, and increasing trade exchange to achieve mutual benefit. His Majesty also commended the Egyptian community in Bahrain, highlighting its contributions to the kingdom's development. His Majesty commended Egypt's progress under President al-Sisi's leadership, highlighting the country's pioneering development, major infrastructure projects, and achievements across various sectors. The Egyptian delegation expressed their gratitude to His Majesty the King for the generous hospitality and commended His Majesty's role in enhancing cooperation between the two countries. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Safriya Palace the first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, accompanied by the GSA's Board of Directors. His Highness presented His Majesty with the authority's annual report for 2023-2024, outlining Bahrain's recent sports achievements and its current and future projects. His Majesty thanked His Highness for his efforts in launching initiatives and programs to develop the sports sector, particularly the interest in the age groups through the Gold Generation Initiative, which resulted in many achievements that confirmed the success of the initiative in creating a competitive and professional generation for Bahraini sports, as well as the National Action Program Aspiration, through which the GSA has drawn the strategy for the development of sports in Bahrain. His Majesty praised the achievements made by Bahrainis, which raised the country's flag high in the various international sporting events, thanks to the efforts and follow-up of His Highness Sheikh Khalid, wishing His Highness and all Bahraini youth further success. His Highness expressed thanks to His Majesty the King for the unlimited support given to the sports sector, which has a great impact on the continued achievement of Bahraini sports and the preservation of the gains that strengthen Bahrain's position on the regional and global levels. His Highness expressed the pride of the GSA's Board of Directors in meeting with His Majesty and presenting His Majesty with the annual report, which contains the most important milestones and achievements of Bahraini sports, as well as the work programs of the GSA's executive body, which represent a translation of His Majesty's directives. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued Decree 10 of 2025 appointing a coordinator at the Prime Minister's office based on the proposal of the Prime Minister and following the Cabinet's approval. According to the decree, Dr. Zakaria Ahmed Al Khajat shall be appointed as coordinator at the Prime Minister's office with the rank of Under Secretary. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa issued a circular regarding the official working hours during the holy month of Ramadan. The official work hours of the Kingdom's ministries, authorities and public institutions will be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. throughout the holy month. The representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, yesterday attended the 160-kilometer main race and the 120-kilometer private stables race as part of the His Majesty the King's Cup Festival endurance races.
لو تسألني ايش أغلى بالنسبة لك كأس العالم ولا كأس الملك أقول لك كأس الملك كون محل وغلاط جلالة الملك عندنا الله طول عمره هو داعمنا الأول هو صنع هذه الرياضة هو صنعنا فلا بد أن احنا على الأقل نتتوج باسمه في هذا اليوم ما ذخرنا إلا أطيب الخيل والحمد لله الأداء كان أطيب والمنافسة كانت شرسة للنهاية والحمد لله الله وهبنا الفوز اليوم.
طول عمرنا اليوم شفنا المنافسة مشتدة في آخر مراحل السباق وقدرنا في النهاية ممكن نشوف انتصار لفيكتوريوس.
صحيح الله يبارك اليوم الخيل أدت ومثل ما طلبنا منها أدت وعرفنا أن تمارينها كانت سليمة فالخيل كانت جاهزة للمهمة هذه الحقيقة الأداء اللي يعني حمسنا وخلانا يعني نعطي هذا الأداء والسرعة العالية في المرحلة الأخيرة وطبعا اسطبل الزعيم اللي ما قصروا يعني خلونا لآخر نسم وإحنا مو بعارفين من اللي بيسبق في هذا الكاس، ولكن الحمد لله الله وهبنا الفوز.
Under the patronage of the National Security Advisor, Royal Guard Commander and Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Nasser Scientific and Technical Center, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the first Cybersecurity Guardians Hackathon concluded the closing ceremony. His Highness Sheikh Nasser emphasized the importance of enhancing Bahraini youth cybersecurity skills as well as fostering innovation. The ceremony was organized by the Nasser Scientific and Technical Center, the National Cybersecurity Center, and the University of Bahrain, and attended by the Deputy National Security Advisor and Deputy Secretary General of the Supreme Defense Council, Sheikh Khalid bin Ali bin Jabir Al Khalifa. Sheikh Khalid bin Ali commended the participants' innovative projects. The ceremony recognized top teams, with the Nasim International School winning first place, Bahrain Polytechnic securing second, and UOB third. Two teams from the Nasser Scientific and Technical Center received awards for leadership and excellence in cybersecurity. The Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Isa bin Salman Educational Charitable Trust and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Tamkeen and Chairman of the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club High Committee, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, attended the Saudi Cup at King Abdulaziz Race Course in Riyadh. His Highness affirmed that the advancements in Bahrain's horse racing sector are a result of the support of His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, who continue to enhance and develop the sport. He highlighted the distinguished participation of Bahraini stables in international and regional championships, which has led to significant sporting achievements. He noted that the advancements in Saudi Arabia's horse racing sector are a result of the support of the custodian of the two holy mosques and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia. His Highness highlighted the continued success of the Saudi Cup, recognizing it as one of the world's premier horse racing events that attracts top competitors from across the globe. He praised the participation of Bahraini stables in the race, emphasizing Bahrain's commitment to competing in international and regional events. He commended the efforts of the Chairman of the Board of Directors of the High Equestrian Commission and Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Horse Racing Club in Saudi Arabia, His Royal Highness Prince Bandar bin Khalid Al Faisal. He also expressed his best wishes for Saudi Arabia's continued success in the field of horse racing. He congratulated the first place winners and wished them the remaining participants success in future races. The Saudi Cup featured the participation of several Bahraini horses in 3 rounds, competing alongside a group of elite international horses. Bahraini horses delivered notable performances, with Cracks King of Al Adiyat Racing securing second place and Qadir of Al Rifqa Stables finishing third in the 5th round of the Saudi International Handicap Cup, Caliph of Victorious claiming second place in the 6th round, which was held over the Neom Turf Cup. Gomon, owned by Mohammed Khalid Abdul Rahim, finishing third in the 7th round in the Turf Sprint Cup. The Chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Saleh, met with the Chairman of the Shura Council of Saudi Arabia, Sheikh Dr. Abdullah bin Muhammad Al Sheikh, on the sidelines of the 7th Conference of the Arab Parliament in Cairo. Al Saleh stressed that the joint achievements between the two sides reflect the fraternal cohesion supported by the leaders of the two countries. He praised the continuation of joint parliamentary meetings, reflecting the depth and strength of the ties between the two countries. The Saudi chairman expressed pride in the integration of bilateral relations, which represent an exceptional model of brotherhood. He congratulated Bahrain for winning the presidency of the Asian Parliamentary Assembly. The Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa met with the Deputy Prime Minister of Mongolia, Dorjkhand Togmid, in the presence of the Minister of Youth Affairs Rawan Tawfiqi. The meeting focused on diplomatic, economic and energy cooperation and emphasized the importance of exchange visits and investment collaboration to benefit both countries. Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah highlighted Bahrain's commitment to strengthening regional and international partnerships and enhancing cooperation with various countries to achieve common goals. He underscored that the ongoing coordination between Bahrain and Mongolia reflect a shared commitment to expanding cooperation across various sectors. For his part, the Mongolian counterpart commended Bahrain's advanced model of successful initiatives and wished Bahrain continued progress and prosperity. The Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa issued Edict 1 of 2025 on the rules and conditions for classifying a real estate development project or shared property as a gated community. The edict was based on the proposal by the Real Estate Regulatory Authority's Board of Directors and approved by the Ministerial Committee for Development and Infrastructure Projects. The Chairman of the Real Estate Regulatory Authority, Engineer Isam Khalaf, emphasized the importance of issuing the decision on closed real estate complexes. He pointed out that this decision meets the needs and requirements of the real estate market and strengthens the regulatory framework. It also contributes to improving the quality of life for closed residential complexes by enhancing control and effective management and guaranteeing the rights of all concerned parties. He explained that closed real estate complexes are an advanced model for urban development as they reflect the latest architectural concepts in urban planning and provide an integrated environment that meets the needs of residents and investors. He added that enhancing flexibility and transparency in real estate transactions contributes to attracting more investments and supports sustainable economic growth. The Muslim Council of Elders held its 18th meeting in Bahrain, chaired by the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar and Chairman of the Muslim Council of Elders, Dr. Ahmed Al-Tayyib, in the presence of scholars and religious leaders. The meeting expressed their full support and adoption of the outcomes of the Inter-Islamic Dialogue Conference and the Charter of the Call of Al-Qibla People, issued by the conference, which provides an integrated future vision for the principles of Islamic dialogue. The meeting also discussed the topic of artificial intelligence, stressing the need for Islamic institutions and the concerted efforts of Muslim scholars to take advantage of its tools and employ them to serve effective communication, especially with regards to obtaining correct religious information. The Bahraini Egyptian Intergovernmental Committee for Trade, Economic, Scientific and Technological Cooperation held its second meeting, chaired by the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and the Minister of Finance of Egypt, Dr. Ahmed Kajjouk. The minister stressed the depth of the strong fraternal relations, noting the importance of continuing efforts to develop cooperation in all fields in light of the care and attention of His Majesty the King and the Egyptian President. For his part, Dr. Kajjouk said that the Egyptian Bahraini Governmental Committee has created a state of momentum for bilateral relations, adding that the second meeting of the committee was positive and constructive. He added the Egyptian Bahraini economic activities witnessed a tangible improvement, especially in tourism sector during the past 2 years, and that Egypt looks forward to hosting an economic forum to exchange investment opportunities between the two sides. He pointed out the importance of exchanging experiences and knowledge and unifying visions that support stability and sustainable economic growth. He added that he looks forward to expanding Bahraini investments in the financial and technological sectors and special economic zones. The meeting reviewed a number of important topics that contribute to achieving more progress and prosperity for the benefit of the two brotherly countries, in addition to discussing ways to enhance bilateral cooperation, investment opportunities, and exchange of expertise. The two sides agreed on the importance of concerted joint endeavors to deepen bilateral cooperation to achieve the desired economic growth for the benefit of the two countries and their peoples. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and the Minister of Finance of Egypt, Dr. Ahmed Kajjouk, held a press conference on the occasion of the second meeting of the Bahraini Egyptian Governmental Committee. The minister emphasized that Bahrain and Egypt share strong historical ties and a strategic partnership based on solid foundations thanks to His Majesty the King and the Egyptian President. He added that this strategic partnership receives continuous follow-up and support from His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister and the Egyptian Prime Minister. He said that the meeting reviewed aspects of distinguished partnership in the economic, scientific, technological and other fields and agreed on aspects of joint cooperation in many important fields and the drafting of a number of agreements and MOUs in order to achieve sustainable economic growth. He pointed out to the growth in the volume of non-oil trade exchange between the two countries, noting the importance of taking advantage of the agreement on facilitation and development of trade exchange among Arab countries, taking advantage of the free trade agreement and promoting partnerships between the private sector of both sides. The minister explained the importance of cooperation in the field of industry, infrastructure and sustainable economic development to secure supply chains, self-sufficiency, integration of value chains, job creation and support economic diversification in order to achieve sustainable economic development.
نرحب فيكم جميعا اليوم معنا انطلاقا من الروابط الأخوية الراسخة والمتميزة بين مملكة البحرين وجمهورية مصر العربية الشقيقة، وانطلاقا من النهج المبارك لسيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة ملك البلاد المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه، وأخيه فخامة الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي رئيس جمهورية مصر العربية في تعزيز التنسيق والتشاور بين البلدين، والذي يحظى بمتابعة مستمرة من صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير سلمان بن حمد آل خليفة ولي العهد رئيس مجلس الوزراء حفظه الله، وأخيه الدكتور مصطفى مدبولي رئيس مجلس الوزراء بجمهورية مصر العربية الشقيقة. فقد تم عقد الاجتماع الثاني للجنة الحكومية البحرينية المصرية للتعاون التجاري والاقتصادي والعلمي والتكنولوجيا، الذي أتشرف برئاسة الجانب البحريني فيه فيما يرأس الجانب المصري الأخ العزيز معالي السيد أحمد كجوك وزير المالية بجمهورية مصر العربية الشقيقة. واجتماعنا اليوم يعد أحد الشواهد التي تعكس حرص البلدين الشقيقين على توطيد أواصر هذه العلاقات وتنميتها في المجالات كافة، بما يعود بالخير والنماء على البلدين والشعبين الشقيقين، حيث تم الاتفاق على صياغة عدد من الاتفاقيات ومذكرات التفاهم بين البلدين في المجالات الاقتصادية والعلمية والتكنولوجية، لما تحمله هذه المجالات من أهمية نحو تحقيق نمو اقتصادي مزدهر ومستدام. وأود أن أشير إلى أن حجم التبادل التجاري غير النفطي بين البلدين بلغ أكثر من $500 مليار في عام 2024، وتم الاتفاق على تضافر الجهود المشتركة لزيادة فرص التبادل التجاري وتعميق التعاون المشترك وتشجيع الاستثمار لتحقيق التنمية الاقتصادية المستدامة والتكامل الإقليمي، ولتعزيز القنوات التجارية كذلك وتسهيل نقل المسافرين والبضائع بين البلدين. سيتم العمل على زيادة عدد الرحلات الجوية المباشرة بين مملكة البحرين وجمهورية مصر العربية الشقيقة لشركات الطيران من الجانبين، كما تم مناقشة سبل تعزيز وتطوير التعاون الثنائي بين البلدين الصديقين في عدد من الموضوعات والمجالات الحيوية كالسياحة والتكنولوجيا المالية والطاقة المتجددة والذكاء الاصطناعي، بالإضافة إلى استعراض فرص الاستثمار وتبادل الخبرات بين الجانبين. كما تم التأكيد على أهمية التكامل في مجالات الصناعة والبنية التحتية والتنمية الاقتصادية المستدامة لتأمين سلاسل الإمداد والتوريد وتحقيق الاكتفاء الذاتي عبر توطين الصناعات، بما يسهم في خلق فرص عمل واعدة ودعم التنوع الاقتصادي. فيما تم الاتفاق على عقد منتدى لرجال الأعمال والمستثمرين المصريين والبحرينيين في جمهورية مصر العربية تشجيعاً للتعاون المشترك بين مجتمعات الأعمال من كلا البلدين من أجل تسيير حركة الاستثمار والتجارة البينية. تم كذلك الاتفاق على تشجيع برامج التبادل الطلابي بين الجامعات المعتمدة في كلا البلدين الشقيقين. وأود أن أشيد بالتعاون بين شركة بيون كونكت بمملكة البحرين والهيئة القومية للبريد في جمهورية مصر العربية الشقيقة لإطلاق صندوق البريد الرقمي بريدي، وهي منصة رقمية آمنة وسلسة تمكن خدمات اتصالات وطنية بين القطاع العام والشركات الخاصة والأفراد في جمهورية مصر العربية الشقيقة. ونتطلع لتعزيز التعاون بين البلدين الشقيقين في مجال التحول الرقمي لتقديم المزيد من الخدمات بهدف دفع تطوير البنية التحتية الرقمية المستقبلية في جمهورية مصر العربية الشقيقة. وختاماً، لا يسعني إلا أن أتقدم لكم بجزيل الشكر والتقدير على تغطيتكم لاجتماعنا اليوم، كما أود أن أتقدم بالشكر والتقدير إلى فريقي العمل في كلا البلدين على الجهود التي بذلت للإعداد والتحضير المتميز لاجتماع اليوم، والتي أثمرت إلى التوصل إلى اتفاق على أوجه تعاون مشترك في العديد من المجالات الهامة. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, met with the Egyptian Minister of Finance, Dr. Ahmed Kajjouk, in the presence of the CEO of Bahrain Mumtalakat Holding Company, Sheikh Abdullah bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and a number of officials. He emphasized that Bahrain and Egypt share deep historical relations, which are constantly witnessing development and growth in various fields, especially in the financial and economic fields, thanks to His Majesty the King and the Egyptian President. He pointed to the keenness of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister and the Egyptian Prime Minister to enhance cooperation at all levels for the benefit of both countries and their peoples. officials. Dr. Kajuk pointed to the results of the joint committee meeting, highlighting its prominent role in developing economic, commercial, technological, and other areas of cooperation, highlighting the importance of furthering the cooperation in the fields of finance and economy. The meeting also discussed ways of enhancing joint cooperation and exchanging expertise in the financial and economic fields, as well as a number of topics of common interest. As part of the meeting of the Bahrain-Egypt Government Committee for Trade, Economic, Scientific and Technological Cooperation, the Bahrain Institute of Banking and Finance received the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the Minister of Finance of Egypt, Dr. Ahmed Kajuk, and a number of ministers and senior officials. The minister stressed the role of BIBF in refining and qualifying human cadres through its specialized training and professional programs, which constitutes a qualitative leap and a distinctive addition to this vital sector. He pointed out the continuous development of the sector and the important roles played by the financial and banking institutions as one of the main pillars contributing to economic growth and creating promising opportunities for citizens. They were briefed on the educational facilities of the institute and its training programs and advanced professional certificates offered, and the important role it plays in this field. As part of the meeting of the Bahrain Egyptian Governmental Committee for Trade, Economic, Scientific and Technological Cooperation, the committee visited the Pearling Path site in Mharraq in the presence of the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the Minister of Finance of Egypt, Dr. Ahmed Kajuk. The minister emphasized the importance of the Pearling Path site in further boosting the tourism sector and supporting the national economy. He pointed out that tourism is one of the investment attractions that contribute to the desired economic growth. He highlighted that the project represents an important symbol of Bahrain's long history and a distinctive legacy that embodies the economic and social identity of Bahraini society. The tour included a visit to a number of historical and archaeological landmarks where they were briefed on the history of the pearling industry in Bahrain and its role in supporting the national economy. As part of the second meeting of the Bahraini Egyptian Governmental Committee for Trade, Economic, Scientific and Technological Cooperation, the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Abdullah Fakhro, met with the Minister of Investment and Foreign Trade of Egypt, Hassan Al-Khatib, where they discussed the bilateral relations and reviewed prospects for cooperation and joint action. The Minister emphasized the depth of bilateral relations, noting the importance of enhancing the prospects of cooperation and joint action in various sectors, including enriching the economic sectors and exchanging experiences in the industrial and commercial fields in line with the visions of His Majesty the King and the Egyptian President. He also reviewed the most prominent advantages of the economic and investment environment that Bahrain possesses and a number of quality local projects and international projects that Bahrain was able to attract. The Minister of Housing and Urban Planning, Amna Ramehi, participated in the 5th Scientific Research Forum in the UAE. She emphasized the active role played by Bahraini women in supporting the outcomes of the comprehensive development process, noting the achievements made in consolidating women's progress in all fields. She underscored the Supreme Council for Women's role in further consolidating the progress of Bahraini women through the development and adoption of plans and programs. The minister highlighted that 64% of executive management in the ministry are women, who significantly contribute to engineering, housing services, and strategic planning. Ramehi reviewed Bahrain's efforts to enhance women's leadership roles, highlighting their empowerment in the private sector. She added that the kingdom continues to promote women's advancement through supportive initiatives and policies. The chairperson of Injaz Bahrain, Her Highness Sheikha Hassa bint Khalifa Al Khalifa, inaugurated the 4th edition of Injaz Bahrain Youth Festival in the presence of the Minister of Youth Affairs, Rouan Tawfiqi. Her Highness said that this festival comes to celebrate the creativity and entrepreneurial spirit of Bahrain's youth, coinciding with the 20th anniversary of empowering young minds. She expressed pride in the youth's visions and their positive impact in enhancing Bahrain's success on the global stage. Tawfiqi praised the role of Injaz in supporting youth creativity, noting its efforts in developing skills and providing quality programs for the youth. The President of Customs, Sheikh Ahmed bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and the Director General of Customs and Monopolies Agency of Italy, Roberto Alesi, signed an MOU aimed at exchanging knowledge and expertise in customs procedures. The President affirmed that the signing of the memorandum reflects the strong relations between Bahrain and Italy and noted that the agreement contributes to facilitating trade and enhancing customs security through the exchange of expertise, field visits, joint training programs, and adopting modern customs technologies. The MOU enhances the security of the supply chain and risk analysis mechanisms, in addition to organizing training programs and holding regular meetings to discuss issues of mutual interest.
For
the Italian Agency of Customs and Monopoly is the first of Bahrain, just the day after the visit of the Italian Minister, Giorgia Meloni. This memorandum will help the cooperation for custom activities between Italy and Bahrain and to enforce technological development of our instruments.
The Royal Humanitarian Foundation, the RHF, signed a cooperation agreement with the Egyptian House of Zakat and Charity, which operates under the supervision of the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Al-Sharif, Dr. Ahmed Al-Tayyib. The agreement aims to strengthen cooperation in humanitarian work and facilitate the exchange of expertise. The agreement was signed by the Secretary General of the RHF, Sheikh Ali bin Khalifa Al-Khalifa, and the Executive Director of the House, Dr. Sahar Ahmed Mohammed. The agreement aims to support sustainable development goals, implement and promote various development initiatives, and facilitate knowledge exchange. The agreement aims at providing global aid and relief for people experiencing crises due to natural disasters, conflicts, and others. The Shura Council held the weekly session chaired by the second Deputy Chairman of the Council, Dr. Jihad Al-Fadl. During the session, the messages received from the Speaker of the Representatives Council presented a draft law ratifying the agreement on cooperation in ports and maritime navigation between Bahrain and Kuwait, alongside a draft law amending provisions regulating fishing and marine wealth protection. The Council reviewed a draft law approving a protocol amending the Marrakesh Agreement to add the Fisheries Support Agreement. The Shura Council delegation participating in the 7th Conference of the Arab Parliament and the heads of Arab councils and parliaments, headed by the Chairman of the Shura Council, praised the document approved by the Arab Parliament on supporting the Palestinian people for its practical steps that reflect the keenness of Arab Parliament in supporting the Palestinian cause. During the sessions of the conference, Bahrain's firm position in support of the Palestinian cause and its consistent policy of promoting peace and peaceful coexistence and calling for dialogue was emphasized. The Arab Parliamentary Union selected the second Deputy Speaker of the Representatives Council, Ahmed Abdel Wahid Garata, the representative of the Executive Committee of Bahrain to the APU, as the coordinator of the Financial Committee that specializes in reviewing the Union's budget. The committee worked on reviewing the budget, studying the possibility of transferring the funds to a country with economic stability to ensure its efficient management. The Parliamentary Division presented its recommendations on developing the budget, and the meeting approved the submitted concept and models before presenting them to the 37th Extraordinary Session of the Executive Committee of the APU. The parliamentary delegation participated in the coordination meeting of the Gulf Parliamentary Councils on the sidelines of the Executive Committee meeting of the APU. The agenda included coordination positions and unifying Gulf visions towards Arab regional and international issues, especially positions and policies on current events in the region and the world. The meeting emphasized the continuation of Gulf work and coordination in accordance with the principles of Gulf parliamentary system. The meeting considered the topics of the agenda of the 37th Extraordinary Session of the Executive Committee of the APU. The Bahraini farmer is considered a cornerstone of the Bahrain International Garden Show, where a section is dedicated to showcasing local agricultural products. The Bahrain International Garden Show showcases the products of Bahraini agriculture, which reflects the efforts of local farmers to meet Bahrain's aspirations of achieving food security. The Bahrain International Garden Show gives Bahraini farmers the opportunity to exchange experiences with international participants to improve agricultural production and meet the needs of local markets.